Hey babes, it's Jenny Procopi here from chronicbabe.com, and it's time for another AWAP Wednesday. If you're new to our scene, AWAP stands for As Well As Possible. Each week I answer a question from one of our fellow chronic babes about how to kick ass in spite of illness. This week's question comes from the website. A reader asks, I'm wondering when is the right time to bring up the need for ergonomic accommodation as I have issues with myofascial pain in my arms from a repetitive stress injury. I don't want to put people off me at the interview. Great question, babe. The interview process is a two-way conversation. You're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. So I want you to ask a lot of questions that help you get to know the culture of an organization, gauge the flexibility of their scheduling, maybe ask to see where you would sit when you're working, and do some homework on the organization. Use sites like glassdoor.com where you can read what employees have to say about your prospective employer. And then trust your gut. If they seem rigid and inflexible, they may not be awesome about providing accommodation. Okay, the next thing I want you to think about is making them fall in love with you. If you feel like the job is potentially a great fit during that interview process, make them fall in love. Give them everything you've got so they can't resist offering you the gig. I want you to show them all the skills and pizzazz you're going to bring to their organization to just make it sing with awesomeness when you're there. The next thing I want you to do before you get too far into the interview process is learn your rights. There are numerous resources online to help you understand your rights as an employee. The U.S. Department of Labor has a ton of resources on workplace accommodations for people who qualify under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, you may not have a full-fledged disability, so an employer may not be required to make an accommodation if it puts an extreme burden on their business. So before you make your request for accommodation, read up on your rights. Now, the Jennifer Jaff Center is also a great organization. They offer many excellent resources on workplace accommodations for those of us with chronic illness, including a kick-ass handbook and a wonderful blog. They are absolutely one of the best organizations around for folks like us who are job hunting. And finally, I'd love for you to check out Rosalind Jaffe's site. It's called Keep Working Girlfriend. I've known Rosalind for a long time, and she's got a lot of great articles on how to approach the job search if you have illness or disability. Finally, when you have an offer, make the ask. When they make that offer, and then it's time to negotiate. So as you're talking through salary and benefits and whatnot, now's the time to mention that you're going to need some accommodations in your workstation. If your accommodations are minor, a couple $100, and it's a big employer and they balk, then that is not the workplace for you. Now, there are so many other considerations to make during the job search process that I can't even come close to covering them all in this one little video. So I really urge you to check out the websites that I mentioned. There's additional links to them and a bunch more in the post at chronicbabe.com. Babes, thank you so much for joining me today. I love sharing time each week to help you live kick-ass lives in spite of illness. Do you like this video? Please like it here or on YouTube and share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, MySpace, Tinder, whatever works for you, okay? No, not Tinder. Have a question for a future AWAP Wednesday video, head over to our contact page where you can shoot me your questions. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching, and until we meet again, be AWAP. Mwah. Sorry. Something like, shit. It did it again. I locked the orientation and it did it again. Technology. So let's remember.